Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing the forecast for the collective energy for November. I know I am a couple days late, but that is mainly because November 1st hit over the weekend this year. And on the weekends, I don't like to do a whole bunch of video stuff. That is my time to myself to just enjoy my life and to live. Not that I don't live every day, but you guys know what I mean. So this is, if you guys happen to come across this forecast at some point in the future when you are not currently in November of 2020, which this is for, go ahead and let it play. Like if you catch it another November or even on another month, there's a reason it came up, so the messages may still apply to you. So for example, when I get into week 1, week 2, week 3, or week 4, those messages could apply to whatever month for whatever week of that month you happen to be in. So like if I'm giving a message for the first week, that first week may apply to the messages of whatever month you're in. As always, please hit subscribe and don't forget to like, comment, and share if you enjoy my content. So let's jump on in. This is going to be a universal message for the collective for November 2020. So may this resonate with anyone and everyone who sees it. Whenever you see it, may you get a message from it, whether it resonates now or later. Truth be told, this is going to be for weeks 1, week 2, and week 3. And I'm going to, of course, be putting the timestamps below for week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, so that if you, whether you listen to it fully and completely right now, or you come back in 2 or 3 weeks or even 4 weeks from now and you want to hear the message again or remind yourself of what was said, then you can go right to whatever week you want to hear or need to hear. I'm working with the Egyptian Tarot and the Minty Oracle, Feather Heart deck as well. Okay, so what do we need to know? Excuse me. Okay, so already for week 1, what I'm seeing is I have the message of the Knight of Staffs, which is Knight of Wands in this deck. So this is the energy of movement happening, action being taken, you know, which makes sense what's going, especially if you're in the US with what is going on right now for the collective of everyone taking action, you know, because we have an election going on, the majority of people taking action, I should say. So there's a lot of forward movement in the way of trying to get things done. I'm also seeing, but this is also just in terms of on a personal level for everyone. This is about taking action on a personal level in your lives of getting things done that maybe you've been putting off, or getting things done in terms of change that you feel you need to be making or have been saying you'll make and haven't yet done, or having that talk that needs to be had, or making that wellness change in whatever it is for you. That energy is coming through, just this need and this energy of taking action, getting things done, no longer being stagnant. It's not a time of being still for this first week of November, which we're already in. I'm also seeing the message of the world. So this again makes sense that what is going on, the whole world is feeling a shift right now. The whole world is feeling a transition of one phase to the next, which makes sense because, you know, we just came out of the Halloween energy, especially here in the US, of closing out of old chapters, of death of old chapters is what that symbolizes energetically. So now we're in this energy of expansion. We're in this energy of communicating. We're in this energy of networking and this energy of connecting worldwide, and even information overload on the World Wide Web, the internet, things like that. That energy is coming through. And this is also a message on a more personal level for us to all explore. Spirit is saying to be more in exploration mode in terms of doing research, so that we're actually truly educated in certain areas before we make certain decisions, or before we take certain actions. Spirit is saying exploration in terms of opportunity that is out there for us, whether that's a career goal opportunity or a wellness opportunity or change, or in terms of like different relationships to be explored or people to be considered, whatever it is for you. Be in exploration mode. Remember, there's a world of opportunity out there. There's no need for you to have to remain stuck or stagnant anywhere, because there's movement happening. You know, Spirit is saying for some of you, travel. For some of you, go ahead and have that mini vacation or staycation, even just be in a different environment. Explore the opportunities that are out there within the world. Do your research within the world. Let's see what is coming through with the Amenti Oracle. Sorry if you guys hear me clearing my throat a lot lately. Let's see. My throat chakra gets really activated when I'm doing readings lately, and it just causes this cough when I'm channeling even more these days. So let's see. Week 1 of November 2020, messages for the Universal Collective, truth be told. This one too is like coming all the way out, so I'll take that. I offer words of good intent. My eyes are coming to that. So this is also a need to, if you're going to speak, make sure you've really done some inner dialogue with yourself on, are your intentions good before you let these words come out of your mouth during this first week of November. I also see, I hold purity and high self-esteem. In high esteem, but you could say high self-esteem also. So this is about making sure that you are as balanced and in alignment as possible before making important decisions. Not to act out of fear, not to act out of doubt or desperation. Time to make sure that you've really thought things through and are as balanced and in your best self as possible. Purified of negative or lower vibrational thoughts to the best of your ability, so that you are moving forward in high esteem. And also, I follow my inner guidance is the message. So making sure that you are really listening to your inner voice within, your higher self within, listening to the guidance that your guts and your instincts are telling you, because the answers are there. So other people's opinions are great, but this is not a time to just follow the crowd. You need to listen to what your spirit, your soul is telling you. And this is not a time to just, in certain areas, like if it's a job related or relationship related, you know, it kind of goes back to, again, other people's views and opinions are great, but what is your inner voice really telling you about this? What is your inner guidance really telling you about that? And there's a need to trust that for the first week of November. Second week of November, we have the Page of Staffs, Page of Wands. And so this is a great time to really take things one step at a time. When I'm seeing this image, I'm also hearing the words make a to-do list or script, or do some scripting. Scripting is when you manifest the things that you want to see manifest into your reality by writing it out, by writing it down in present tense as if you already have it in order to claim it. This is the second week of November is a good time to express yourself. If you have to say something to somebody or get something that's been in your head or on your mind out, it's the time to do that. So whether you're talking to somebody directly or whether you're writing your ideas or your to-do list down, go ahead and do it so that you're clearing your head, clearing your mind, and remembering that all you can do is take things one step at a time. You cannot jump from start to finish. You have to go through the journey in its entirety. Is that a word? Entirely. Let's see what else comes through for week 2, the second week of November. Messages for the collective. Okay, so we got 2. We have the Knight of Cups, and we also have the 5 of Staffs, 5 of Wands. So Knight of Cups, we may want to act off emotion, and whatever that may resonate with you during that week when it comes. So Spirit is saying, yes, listen to your heart and follow your heart, especially in the way of certain goals that you may have. but at the same time, don't act off of impulsive emotions, if that makes sense. It's not a time for that. But if you are feeling intuitively guided, like if the emotion to act is coming from a place of like excitement, then go ahead and take action. But it's a time of real, like taking things moment to moment is what Spirit is saying. Moment to moment. And again, not jumping from start to finish, but when you have inspired thought, then take inspired action, if that makes sense. Because I'm also still seeing the message of the five of obstacles, five of wands, five of staffs, which does bring in obstacles energy. There are still some obstacles to overcome. There are still some obstacles to get past, and some stress in the environment overall, in the collective energy. So this is why Spirit is saying, don't be impulsive, don't be emotionally impulsive. Before you act, just make sure you're coming from a place of being as centered emotionally as possible. But if you're feeling excited about something in a positive way, like an idea or an inspiration, or just wanting to express feelings to somebody that you just feel it's the time to do so and it's positive, then go ahead and do so. Follow your heart, follow your joy. Let's see what else is coming through. Take some time to follow your heart, follow your joy, follow your creativity in the second week of November. Okay, and I honor virtue. So this is also a message to just, I know it says virtue, but Spirit is saying to me more so like integrity. I honor integrity. So remain authentic to yourself is what Spirit is saying, but they also want you to remember that people are a product of their environment. So you can't always expect them to act in a way that you would necessarily react when it comes to certain things, because they're a product of their environment. All you can do is have a sense of integrity and be true to yourself and be true to your authentic self. And that is coming through the second week of November. I'm also seeing I keep the waters pure. And water represents emotion, but it's also a life force for us. It keeps us alive, and we need water to survive. So this has a few messages. So on one hand, it's about cleansing yourself, your wellness, mind, body, spirit. So keeping yourself cleansed and detoxified and purified of anything that is unhealthy to you, mind, body, spirit. So whether that is actually drinking more water to cleanse your body, and maybe even programming that water with intention to manifest healing or to manifest your intention. So when it's hitting the life force of your body, it's creating something. Whether that is, if you're an environmentalist or, you know, want to help save Mother Earth and putting energy in your activist in that way, then do it. Whether it is purifying your emotions, taking a break from toxic people or situations or social media or movies or radio or music that may not be the healthiest for you right now, so that you can purify and cleanse your emotions, then do that. I keep the waters pure, so it's about protecting yourself, cleansing yourself, and a detox vibe, whatever that is for you. I praise the goddess and the god is also the message for the second week of November. So what this is about is honoring the divine feminine and divine masculine side of yourself. Letting both come into balance and knowing that you need both. If one is too extreme on one side or the other, then you're completely off balance. So there's a need to honor and praise both sides of that, the power in both directions. And this also reminds me of a video I want to do at some point, coming off of the Halloween energy that just passed, where it's like honoring the light and the dark, honoring the light and the shadow side, which we both have. And I know that doesn't always have to do fully with the divine masculine or divine feminine, but that's what I saw in this image. So you have to embrace both, because everyone has both sides. no one is 100 fully and completely. If you're here on earth in a human being experience, no one is fully and completely 100% just light. Otherwise you wouldn't be here, you would be in source. And no one is fully and completely just shadow and darkness as well. There's some element of both. Yes, you can be off balance and scale, but the second week of November is about embracing both of those sides and understanding how it makes you a full person. And you know, if you want to cleanse something out and purify it, then that's the week to do so. That's coming through. Excuse me. Third week of November, I'm seeing the Six of Cups. So this is the energy of memories coming up, going down memory lane. A lot of you looking down old photos or looking at people's social medias, reconnections happening, people from the past coming up or spending time with family, friends, or loved ones again. Nostalgia energy coming up. Just that, a lot of that energy is coming up. And remembering the past. Remember, though, you can reflect on the past, you can learn from the past, you can even appreciate the past, but you cannot live in the past. So that is a message coming through for the third week of November. Let's see what else is coming up. So we have the Knight of Swords, and the Ten of Swords also caught my eye as well. So taking action in terms of the ideas, certain ideas, expressing yourself in terms of communication, having certain conversations or getting to know people on different levels, and executing ideas that you may have had that you were putting off, or you just feel inspired to do so. That's coming up. But I am getting for some of you to again be cautious of impulsive, of just like word vomit in certain ways, especially with the nostalgia energy coming up. You know, for some of you, again, this is for the collective, so take what resonates with you, and release what doesn't, because this is general. For some of you, this is not a time to just go running back to somebody from your past and just word vomiting a whole bunch of stuff and thinking that it's going to change the direction of where things are headed because you're feeling away. Especially if somebody has chosen to walk away from you. They chose to walk away from you for a reason. But, you know, I do understand that sometimes you got to say stuff to get it off your chest. If it makes you feel better to express yourself, to get something off of your chest, then do it. But don't do it to thinking you're going to get a certain result, and don't do it to try to shift their perspective. Do it for you if you feel you have to. But Spirit is still saying be cautious of being too impulsive with word vomit and certain things when it comes to like going backwards in time and trying to communicate or express with somebody. So that's coming through for a select group of you. This is also a time to just go ahead and network. They're saying network in terms of whether it's looking for opportunities for career, or whether that's expanding your online presence, or how you do things to be more visible in terms of networking. It's the time to do so. The Ten of Swords is also coming out though, so I do feel a lot of purging energy, and I say that because there's a lot of people that are kind of stuck in their head and overthinking, overanalyzing. I feel a lot of anxiety, and this could have to do with the nostalgia coming up. So there's a need to be cautious of self-sabotaging energy around that time. So let what needs to die off. And if it ended, remember it ended. I say breakup, but I'm not just necessarily talking about relationship in this. It could be like a job that was lost, or a friendship that was lost, or just a situation that didn't work out how you thought it would. It's a breakup because it was broken. So if it was broken, take some space, focus on healing yourself, get out of your head. Stop thinking that you could have done something differently, because there's nothing you could have done differently. What happened how it was supposed to happen. Now you can take these lessons and shift your momentum for the future in a more positive direction. Maybe not necessarily with that particular scenario or person, but just in general. But leave it open for the universe to replace what had a fork stuck in it. You know how they say stick a fork in it, it's done. Whatever was done, let the universe bring in something better to replace it. Whether it's what you think you wanted, or if it's something even better, because sometimes people want things that are not the best for them. But it's also an energy of stop worrying or expect, because this is more general, so take what resonates with you, release what doesn't. For some of you, I'm also hearing stop worrying is a message coming through. Stop worrying about the future. Know that things are going to work out how they're supposed to work out, probably even better than you expected. Stop being so fearful. Stop expecting the worst. You are kind of, in some ways, hurting yourself mentally by some of your negative thoughts and obsessive thoughts through fear. So they're saying be cautious of that. Let's see what else comes through for the third week of November. Okay. I live in truth, so make sure that you are being honest with yourself and others. And if you don't know what your truth is, then you need to take some alone time and some space to figure out who you are. These also came out. So I consume only my fair share. So for some of you, this is also coming up. In particular, not taking on blame or guilt or anger of certain things that were not entirely your fault. Yes, take accountability for certain things that you may have done that have contributed to a situation, but know that it wasn't all fully and entirely you. And even when it comes to good things, they're saying, you know, take accountability and reward yourself for the good things that you have contributed and put out there in certain scenarios. But at the same time, it's in many ways often a team effort. And when I say team effort, that could be other people that were involved, or it could actually be your spiritual team, or, you know, giving credit to source and creator, you know. So take only your fair share, whether it's good or bad. Like, don't over blame yourself in certain ways if it's more of a negative thing. Know that there's more involved, and don't take all the credit, because it's not a lot of the time only you, if that makes sense. I embrace the all. So this, to me, Spirit is saying, it's like embracing all of life's ups and downs, all of life's changes, the journey in itself. Embrace the all, the dualities and the complexities and the paradoxes of life as well. I embrace the all, and I speak with sincerity. So if you're gonna say something, make sure that you're being truly sincere with what you're saying, you know, and how you're expressing. It may not always resonate with whoever you're expressing it to right away. Maybe it will later, maybe it won't. But if you're speaking from sincerity, then that is you getting your truth out, and it's a part of healing process for you. And so it's also this elimination of just like falseness, false perception. Stop worrying about what other people think about your image is what is coming through for a lot of you. Be more authentic, be more real. It's time to break that need to feel perfect, because nobody is. Going into the fourth and last week of November, we have the wheel, which is the wheel of fortune. This is change. Change is happening, cycles ending and new cycles beginning, old phases clearing out, new phases beginning, and change that is happening one way or the other. It's happening. So allowing for that, embrace the change, and know that really the only thing promised to us in life is change. We cannot remain stagnant or still. But with that, I also see the 9 of Cups. So, you know, getting ready to go into the next month following, it's the 9 of Cups, that it's a great time to work with manifesting your wishes, knowing that there's this energy coming in of more happiness, joy, satisfaction, and something you've been wanting coming through for many people. So embrace your wishes and let your, like Spirit is saying, wish on a star. Put your wishes out to the universe. Be clear about it during that week, because there's change happening in the collective and in the energy of the cosmos. So put your wishes out so that they can come. And for some of us, for some of you, we will begin to see some of our wishes beginning to manifest in front of us. Maybe not to full scale. Some of you maybe not, but you may be seeing parts of it beginning to come through. Let's see what else is coming up for the fourth week, the last week of November for the collective. Oh, and they just returned back. So for some of you, if you, they say, also say, careful what you wish for. So for some of you, if you don't see what you thought you wanted manifesting as your wish, that just means that you were either desiring something that's not the best fit, or just it's not the right time, or whatever it is. So if that is the case, then revisit your wishes. There's a time to revamp and revisit your wishes, and make new ones so that those can come that are better fitting for you, if that makes sense. Right here, I'm seeing the message of I am forgiving. So during the 4th week of November, the last week, a lot of people are needing to do some forgiveness work, whether that is forgiveness work on yourself for things that you are still feeling and going through, or maybe things that you may still blame yourself for, or harbor guilt for, or just keep questioning. Forgive yourself for whatever decisions you made, or for staying where you stayed too long, where you shouldn't have stayed, or whatever it is. And for others of you, this is about forgiving other people, not because they always deserve it, but it's for your own sense of peace to let it go. And just because you forgive, it doesn't mean you've forgotten, and it doesn't mean you have to let that person or go back to that situation or scenario. It means you've forgiven it. You realize that certain tough lessons and experiences and even pain are sometimes part of just the human being experience, and even karmic lessons that we may not even realize come from lifetimes before this that we don't remember consciously but are playing out. So forgiving others as well, doing forgiveness work, is really important for a lot of us the 4th week of November. Also, I affirm that all life is sacred. This is Spirit is saying very strongly, respect everyone and everything. So when I say everything, I also mean respecting other people's property, respecting other people's relationships, respecting animals, respecting the earth, and respecting each other. I affirm that all is sacred. So everything is energy, everything has a living vibration. So this is it. The 4th week of November is a time to really just get to a better understanding how all things come into play with one another, and how one thing affects another, if that makes sense. So again, I affirm that all life is sacred. And then also, I create harmony. So this is about creating harmony in your own little world, the world within worlds, your world within the world. So you may not be able to change every single situation, every single individual within the world, but you can shift your own world, you can shift your own reality, and create harmony within your life and within yourself, and finding your purpose. So that's really what the 4th week of November is about finding harmony and creating harmony in your own personal world. Even if for some of you are, feeling alone and stuff, find harmony in being alone, in the experience of getting in touch with you and who you are, and getting in touch with how you've grown from the past and where you want to go and what are your goals, creating harmony within your world. For some of you, I'm hearing this message of creating harmony in your space, making your home, your environment harmonious, a sacred space. So even if you don't like where you live, for some of you, rearrange it or clean it up or declutter to make it more sacred, so that you can think more clearly and manifest more clearly your next steps, your next direction, because you're raising your vibration with where you're spending your time just about every day. And then you can manifest new to come. And if you love where you currently live and in your home and your environment, then continue to keep up whatever those sacred rituals are for you that make your space feel so sacred and harmonious. Continue to create harmony in your environment, in your own worlds, and even in your relationships. So whether that is repairing relationships that takes the other people involved to want to repair it as well, and if they don't want to repair it, then you can create your own harmony by stepping back from it and creating the harmony within yourself, repairing the relationship with you to manifest better. And for those of you, if you're already in a harmonious relationship, and yes, this can apply to romance, but I'm not speaking only on just romance. It could be friendships, family, business, whatever. If you're already in something that's harmonious, then continue on that vibe. Continue creating more harmony, continuing deepening that bond. Go to that next level, that next step, and whatever it is for you. So that's what I also see. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share if you enjoy my content. Bye, guys.